Hello everyone. Today we will discuss the numericals of thermodynamics chapter. So before that we need to understand what are the different adiabatic relations between PV and T. We already know that the Poisson's law is PV to the power gamma is equal to constant. From there we will calculate the other adiabatic relations. So we know that PV is equal to gamma is equal to constant. This is the first adiabatic relation. For second adiabatic relation, which is between V and T, what will we do? We know that for 1 mole PV is equal to RT for 1 mole. So in this relation we can write down P is equal to RT upon V, right? If we mark this as our equation 1 and this as equation 2, so from 2 in 1, what will we get? We will get RT upon V to the power 1 into V to the power gamma is equal to constant, right? We'll mark this constant as K, and then we know that if R is taken this side, T is kept this side, this will be V to the power gamma minus 1 because V will be taken in the numerator and it will have minus 1 power. So this is equal to K upon R. This is also another constant, new constant. So we can write down T V to the power gamma minus 1 is equal to constant. So this is the second adiabatic relation. Then we come to the third adiabatic relation between P and T, right? So for that we need to eliminate V. So again from PV is equal to RT for 1 mole. We will get V is equal to RT upon P. We will mark this as 3. So from 3 in 1, we will get P into V means RT upon P to the power gamma is equal to constant. So we can write here P to the power 1 minus gamma because this will be P to the power gamma which will be taken in the numerator. So we can write this again, P R to the power gamma T to the power gamma and here P to the power minus gamma because this P to the power gamma will be taken in the numerator. So this will be P to the power 1 minus gamma and T to the power gamma is equal to K upon R to the power gamma, and this will also be a new constant. So we can write down P to the power 1 minus gamma T to the power gamma is equal to constant. So this is the third adiabatic relation. Now we'll take some questions. A sample of gas is compressed adiabatically from a volume of 1600 centimeter cube to 400 centimeter cube. So that means the initial volume is given, V1 is equal to 1600 centimeter cube, V2 is equal to 400 centimeter cube. If the initial pressure is 150 kilopascal, that means P1 is 150 kilopascal, That means 150 into 10 to the power 3 pascals. What is the final pressure and how much work is done on the gas by the process? And you have to find the work also. Which process is this? This is mentioned in the question that this is an adiabatic process. So in adiabatic process, which formula is followed? Poisson's law is followed. So we will write down PV to the power gamma is equal to constant. What does that mean? P1 V1 to the power gamma is equal to P2 V2 to the power gamma, right? And gamma is given, gamma is also given 1.5, right? So here we will put all the values. We are given all these values except the final pressure. So P1 is P1 V1 to the power gamma upon V2 to the power gamma is equal to P2. Therefore, this can be written P2 is equal to P1 is how much? 150 into 10 to the power 3 into V2, V1 upon V2 to the power gamma can be written as common power. So V1 is 1600 centimeter cube upon 400 centimeter cube. Gamma can be written as a common power. So I am writing this gamma here as common power. So therefore P2 will be 15 into 10 to the power 4 into, this can be cancelled and this will be 4 4s are 16. So this can be written 4 to the power 1.5 and this can be written 15 into 10 to the power 4 into 2 to the power 2 to the power 1.5 can be written as, this can be written as 3 upon 2. So this can be written as 15 into 10 to the power 4 into 2 to the power 2 into 3 by 2 and this will be cancelled. So this can be written as 15 into 10 to the power 4 into 2 to the power cube, right? So this will be 2 to the 4 to the 8. If it's a 40 0. So therefore work done in adiabatic pressure 1 is 150 into 10 to the power 3 into volume 1. This is in centimeter cube, so this will be converted into and this will be 400 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter cube. So this will be P1 into V1 means 1600 into 10 to the power minus 6 minus P2 is how much? 120 into 10 to the power 4 multiplied by 400 into 10 to the power minus 6 upon 1.5 minus 1. So W comes out to be 115 into 10 to the power 4 plus 2 minus 6 into 16 minus 12 into 4 into 10 to the power 5 plus 2 minus 6 upon 1.5 minus 1. So this is 15 into 16 is 240 into 10 to the power 6 minus 6 is 0 minus 48 into 10 to the power 7 minus 6 is 1, that is this is 0.5. So W comes out to be 240 minus 480 upon 0.5. So this is minus 240 upon 0.5 this. So minus 5 4s are 20, 5 8s are 40 and 0. This is joules. So our work done comes out to be 480 joules. Let's take the next question. A cylinder containing 1 gram molecule of gas was compressed adiabatically until its temperature rose from 27 degrees Celsius to 97 degrees Celsius. Calculate the work done and heat produced in the gas. So we know that this is done adiabatically, which is given. So the formula for work done in an adiabatic process is this. We know the value of this, and here the difference of temperatures is taken. So we need not to convert it into Kelvin because the difference in Kelvin is same as difference in Celsius. So this will give us 8.314 is the value of the gas constant. This is 27 minus 97 upon 1 point, this is mentioned 1.5 minus 1. So this gives me work done is equal to 8.3 into 70 minus 70 upon 0.5. So this is 7 3s are 21. This is minus 1162 joules. Then for heat in joules, this heat in joules is equal to work. So we can use the work heat equivalent. So 1 calorie is equal to 4.2 joules. Therefore 1 joule is equivalent to 1 upon 4.2 calories. So therefore this heat equivalent to minus 1162 joules is equal to minus 1162 upon 4.2 calories. So we can solve this. So on solving we get this. We can take another question. We know that an adiabatic process is a sudden or fast process and a slow process is the isothermal one. So we can take this question where we'll do this question for both the processes. If at 50 degrees Celsius and 75 centimeter of mercury pressure, a definite mass of a gas is compressed slowly and suddenly. So slowly means this, you must know, this is not mentioned in the question that this is isothermal. And second is suddenly, that is adiabatic, you must know this. Then what will be the final pressure and temperature of the gas in each case? If the final volume is 1/4 of the initial volume, so V2 is equal to 1/4 times of V1. Now if we are talking about slow process, then it is isothermal, we know. So we are first taking the slow compression. So that means isothermal. So what will be the formula? We know that Boyle's law is followed. So Boyle's law means P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So what will be the final pressure? P2 will be P1 V1 upon V2, and P1 is 75 centimeter mercury upon into V1 is V1 and V2 is V1 upon 4. So this will be cancelled. So therefore you will get P2 is equal to 4 into 75, that is 300 centimeter of mercury. Now you have to find out the temperature as well, but we know that this is an isothermal process. So in an isothermal process the temperature remains constant. So therefore T2 is equal to T1 is equal to how much? This is 50 degrees Celsius only, right? Now let's take the second case. Second they are saying is a fast process or sudden process. So you can say this is an adiabatic process. So for adiabatic process, which rule is followed? We know that Poisson's law is followed. So P1 V1 to the power gamma is equal to P2 V2 to the power gamma. Gamma is given 1.5, I think. Yeah, it's given. So gamma is you can put the values for P2 is equal to P1 V1 upon V2. V1 upon V2 to the power gamma, we can write the common power. P1 is 75 into V1 as it is, and V2 is V1 upon 4 to the power 1.5. That means 75 and V1 will be cancelled. So this will be 4 to the power 1.5, and this can be written as 75 into 2 to the power 2 to the power 3 by 2. So this can be written as 75 into 2 to the power 3. So this is 8. This is 600 centimeter mercury. This is the final pressure. Now for the final temperature, we'll have to use another adiabatic relation. We know that PV to the power gamma is equal to constant. So we have to find a relation between V and T. So we can write PV is equal to RT. So P is equal to RT upon V. So this gives me RT upon V. V to the power gamma is equal to K. So R is again constant, so you can write down T V to the power gamma minus 1 is equal to another constant K. So we will use this relation. We had derived this, right? So this is T1 V1 to the power gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 V2 to the power gamma minus 1, right? So from here we have to find T2. So T2 is equal to T1 V1 upon V2 to the power gamma minus. Here we need to write this temperature in Kelvin because no difference is there. So here T1 is equal to 50 degrees Celsius is equal to 50 plus 273. So this gives me 323 Kelvin. So I'll put this value here. Right, from here if I want to calculate in Celsius, we know that temperature is in Celsius is equal to 646 minus here 273. So this gives me this. So this is the final answer, right? So you can just mention over here, since here difference is not in the formula. Right, so that's why we are converting it into Kelvin. So we can take another question. The compression ratio of a certain diesel engine is 15. If compression ratio is discussed, that means V1 upon V2, how much it is compressed with respect to the initial. So this is compression ratio. So this is given 15. That means the ratio of V1 and V2 is given. This means that air in the cylinder is compressed to 1 by 15 of the initial volume. They have explained this also. So that means V2 is 1 by 15 of the initial volume. Yeah, it is clear. If the initial pressure is 10 to the 5 pascals, and the initial temperature is 300 Kelvin, find the final pressure and temperature after compression. Now here one thing is to be kept in mind. If they are saying that the final temperature after compression is to be calculated here in this case. So that means it is an adiabatic process, right? So for adiabatic, if you have to find a relation between pressure and volume, then we use PV to the power gamma is equal to constant. And if you have to find a relation between temperature and volume, we have to use TV to the power gamma minus 1 is equal to constant. So we have to use these formulas. So we can use P1 V1 to the power gamma is equal to P2 V2 to the power gamma. So we have to find the final pressure. Therefore, P2 is equal to P1 V1 to the power gamma upon V2 to the power gamma. Simply put the values. P1 is how much? 10 to the 5 pascals. That means Newton per meter square, already in SI unit. So this is P1 into V1 upon V2 to the power gamma. And gamma is given, I think, in the question. Yeah, it's 1.4. They have given gamma is equal to this is also given. So you can write 10 to the 5 V1 upon V2 is 15 to the power 1.4. So this gives me 10 to the power 5 into 15 to the power 1.4. We can use we can calculate this using log tables. So if I write में 0 176. So this will be 1.6465. Now we'll have to take the anti-log. So we know that for anti-log we will check. This part is called as characteristic and this part is called as mantissa. So for the characteristic is used to put the decimal and mantissa is used to see the table. So here we will first check the mantissa value from the table. 0.646, 0.646, we have 0.4426, 0.4426 and 5 mean difference. 0.64, 5 mean difference is 5. So this is added over here. 6 or 5, 11. This is this is 4431 and this is 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So the decimal will be after 2 digits. So 1, 2, this is 44.3. So that means this value comes out to be 44.3. Right? So let's mark this as 1 and this as 2. From 2 in 1, we get pressure, final pressure is equal to 10 to the power 5 multiplied by 44.3 pascals. What else we have to find out? We have to find out the temperature, final temperature. So this can be written as T1 V1 to the power gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 V2 to the power gamma minus 1. So therefore T2 is equal to T1 V1 upon V2 to the power gamma minus 1, and this comes out to be T1 is how much? 300 Kelvin. V1 upon V2. V1 upon V2 is how much? This is given in as 15. So 15 to the power gamma minus 1, that is 1.4 minus 1. So this will be 300 into 15 to the power 0.4, and as before, after calculation we will get 300 into 15 to the power 0.4. This gives me 800 Kelvin. I am writing directly. I have already explained how to find the log and anti-log. So you will find this value also after using the log table. So this is 886. I have already taught how to find the values using log table. So this also, here also you need to use the log and anti-log concept to find the value of 15 to the power 0.4. So this was all about the isothermal and adiabatic questions. That's all for now. Have a nice day.